We made it. This
We
is
did.
really the first episode.
Yes.
This is really the first episode. Well, just so you guys are aware, this is the first episode of our podcast, Our Side of the Story. So welcome.
Yes.
I'm
Welcome.
Tiara.
I'm Deja, one of the hosts of the podcast. Obviously, you guys don't know who we are, but that's okay because we're here to get to know each other.
Absolutely. Now, because this is kind of like our pilot episode, we want to get some information out about ourselves so we can kind of connect with our audience. So, Deja, you want to tell the crowd about yourself?
Yes. Well, I was born and raised in Las Vegas. I was raised by my mom. I've been an only child, or I was an only child for the first 15 years of my life, and then she decided to pop out another one.
Ouch.
Okay. Yeah. I've danced ever since I was younger. I've played sports, a little bit, very competitive, but I am a dance girly and probably the dance friend of the group.
Yes, you are.
A little bit. Even if I'm not the best, I still like to dance and just, a little two-step. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice and simple.
Okay. Now, you said you were raised by your mom.
Yeah.
Dad in the picture at all?
Dad was in the picture a little bit, but not much.
Okay.
He currently, right now, has my three other siblings and his wife in the Philippines.
Okay.
And he's a merchant marine, so sometimes he's here for 6 months, 8 months, and then gone for 3. But he's only here for a week.
Okay, now you got me curious because, that's like every Black girl story. Daddy just somewhere else with another family. So,
Don't do that.
Daddy in the Philippines. I need some more tea. What's the tea? Okay.
Well, it's hard. It's hard.
Okay.
I mean, ever since I was younger, he was gone. So obviously my mom had to raise me, and then I would stay with my grandmother. But I mean, over the years, I've just with moms.
So how did they meet? Is he born and raised in the Philippines? Did she meet him over there on a cruise or something?
So, funny story. My mom and my dad met in high school.
Okay.
And when my dad was in high school, he could barely speak English. So when they started dating, clearly he had a good, talk game because he got my mom.
Clearly. Your mama bad. Your mama is bad. That's why I'm trying to figure out the connection here.
When they were dating, my grandmother would have to translate for my mom.
Oh, my God.
So that was
complicated love. You got to love it.
Yeah, that was their relationship. And then they had me, didn't work out. I think I was only a couple years old when they split.
Okay.
So it was normal for me at that point. But, I mean, ever since I had my baby, he's been a little better.
Okay.
A little better.
Okay.
Yeah.
They always say parents learn from the first child.
Yes.
Like how to do better with
absolutely
the children after, even if it's your own child or their second, third, fourth children. So it sucks, but we got to be the test dummies. Yes. I know I was one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what about you?
Well, hold on. I'm not done with you. I got questions. So mom's here, dad's in Philippines, comes in and out every now and again. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, I know the type of woman that you are. And, of course, our friend group knows the type of woman you are. What would you say are the strengths and weaknesses that you've gained from both parents, especially with kind of not having the same connection as with your father as you do with your mom?
Okay, so one of the weaknesses for sure, I think it's really important for women. What I've realized is growing up, especially now, these last few years, I've realized my daddy wounds, my inner child that I have to take a look at, not realizing how much of a father figure is important. Mm-hmm. And I'm constantly searching for the love that I was supposed to get. Because they always say your dad is your first, what is it? Your dad is your first.
Like your first example of what love is.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I have constantly just lived in a place of self-worth conversations are very low.
Yep.
Or constantly seeking love and attention from my partner and not getting it, not understanding the boundaries that I'm supposed to have within those relationships. Mm-hmm. And then as far as my mom, that girl is a hustler, okay? Oh, yeah. I've literally remember being little, probably in elementary school, remember waking up in the middle of the night and being like, where's my mom? But I had to go out on the couch to find out my aunt was there because she had to go to work.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where it's like, my mom, she always made sure stuff was getting taken care of. She was providing for me. I was having shoes on my feet. You know what I'm saying? So I've definitely established that mentality, which I think is one of the strengths that I do have. Like, I can hustle if I really need to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. Now, you said you had a daughter. My baby girl say.
Everyone swears it's
That's
their
my baby. That's my baby. You just had her. Let's get that clear. What would you consider like the most important strength you want to instill in her that maybe you've gained from your parents, or maybe you've just kind of obtained through life, going through life?
One of the strengths for sure is like self-love.
Absolutely.
Yes, like just remembering who you are, standing in who you are at all times, and not, lowering your standards for other people.
Yep.
Because self-love is, they always say the best form of self-love is being single. And I'm not, telling her to be single. However, to be able to be okay with yourself in solitude, be whole internally. Because if you're not, then you can't expect to, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And also to do what you want.
That part.
One thing about my mom is she never, when I said I wanted to do something, she was like, all right, let's go do it. And she made sure to make it happen. If I wanted to dress like this is my style, that's my style. Yep. She allowed me to express who I am, be authentic. And I think that's the best thing that you can do for your kid is just allow them to be who they are and allow them to experience. Okay, they didn't like that. Okay, well, they like this, because me now, obviously, I'm a young adult still. Technically, I'm not
grown.
Not grown, but I have a little bit of experience.
Yeah.
And now it's just I know that if there's anything that I want to do in life, I can do it.
Amen.
There's no limits in life. And that's one thing that my mom instilled in me, and I thank her for that.
Yeah.
Because you be seeing some parents and they be like, my child ain't gonna do that.
Yeah. Or
please.
My kid would never.
Yeah.
Little do you know.
Yeah. And it's like you push your kid to not do something, they're only gonna rebel against you.
Yep. It makes them want to do it even more. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, what about you, Sweet Tea?
Sweet Tea in the house. I'm Tiara, as y'all know, Mrs. Ayo, okay? Born and raised in Pensacola, Florida. Kind of similar story to Deja, raised by my mom. I'm the middle child, so middle child children stand up. Hello. My mom had 3 kids very, very young. I think she had my brother, the first child, at 17, pregnant at 16, had him at 17, and then 2 years later popped me out. So with that, having a young mother, she was a kid herself, a kid raising kids. So that was one thing I will say, kind of transitioning into something that you talked about as far as your mom being a hustler. I would have never had I understood that my mom was very young and she was a child herself at a young age. I would have been like, dang, she's handling business. I never once looked at my mom like, you don't know what you're doing. My mom always had things under control. So she was grown. She was grown as a kid. Like, she was handling business. So as far as like a trait that maybe I consume from her is like handling business, not sweating the small stuff, but also handling business in a way that it doesn't even look like a challenge. It doesn't look like a struggle. And
to pinpoint that, honestly, because you and I are alike and we have similar upbringings, I think as women, having strong, independent characteristics, when it comes to like men, it's like we know what not to tolerate.
That part.
Because mom was mom and dad.
That part.
And it kind of makes it hard for the men in our life.
And it's like you gonna get it together, or do I need to get it together for you? Which you want to do?
I need to tell you to take the trash out?
That part.
No, I shouldn't.
Yep.
But I have to.
Yep. But that right there, exactly what you said. Mom had to be the mom and dad.
Yeah.
So I gained a great appreciation for my mom, and kind of I'm like a replica of her.
Yes.
So that's why I'm starting out with this story as far as like who I am. I am my mom in a lot of ways, and then different in a lot of ways as well. But yeah, from Pensacola, Florida, like I already said. Grew up in they call it the projects, but I just call it, you know what I'm saying? It was just the ghetto kids, just the ghetto kids.
The baby kids.
So that's why I'm a very, I have that switch to me where I'm like proper. I know how to talk in different environments, but I also can get on there with y'all, okay? But no, went to college for a little bit before I joined the military. And I'm actually thankful for joining the military because, honey, if y'all don't have FAFSA, college is just not for me. College is just not for me. I was struggling. And that's the only reason I joined the military. Paying a car note, rents, books, tuition, all this stuff. I was just drowning. That's I call the Air Force immediately. Like, y'all hiring? I need a job. I need a job.
Everyone swears. It's always about the benefits.
Bro, well, okay. One, I'm going to get into that.
Let's talk about it.
I'm going to get into it because it is tea, okay? Joined the military. I've been in the military for 8.5 years now. What's up?
Before you move on to that, though, you got your strength from your mom. What's the weakness?
Ooh, I'm going to get into that.
Okay.
I'm going to get into that. Pinpoint that for me, though. Pinpoint, because I will forget. So joined the military, been in there for 8.5 years. I have been stationed in Las Vegas at Nellis Air Force Base for my entire career. And that's how I've met one of my good friends, Deja. Now, as far as my career in the military, I've enjoyed every single moment of it. Every single moment. But people who follow me on social media or whatever platform, you've probably noticed a transition. Those who are like closest to me. That I was like gun-ho military, just patriot of the year. But I would say over the last 2 years, something kind of switched for me. And I've just kind of gained a passion for external things outside of the military. My life was not defined by me being an American airman anymore. I kind of realized like, dang, I can actually do other things. I'm actually good at other things, whether it's being creative on TikTok, Airbnb, freaking nonprofits, everything. Like Deja and I are sitting here today doing a podcast, which this is kind of just like us just doing something. This is our first episode, so we're gonna see how this goes. But we're doing something because I'm trying to find who I am now. Absolutely. So the little pieces that I've gave you about who I am, that's like who I was. I'm now kind of transitioning into who I'm becoming, which I don't have an answer to that just yet. Like, who am I in this very moment? I'm figuring out. And that's why I'm testing out things that I enjoy. Right now, I enjoy speaking in front of cameras. I don't know. I like TikTok. I love having conversations, deep conversations, especially with friends and family. So why not put it out to the public? Yeah. Because I always say, like, conversations behind closed doors, and that's what this whole podcast is about. Like,
yes,
let's bring those behind closed door conversations to the front line. Like, because some of the stuff that people that comes out of people's mouths, it's like, damn, I wish somebody else heard that because that probably could have spoke to somebody. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But to answer your question, as far as what is a weakness I've gained from
mom and dad,
mom or dad, it's. I'm trying to put it in words, but to not even kind of like overthink it. It's not being able to say no, not putting your foot down. I allow people to cross my boundaries time after time after time just because I'm
a giver.
For a lack of better words, a people pleaser, a overgiver. You know what I'm saying? I always want to make sure everybody else straight, and I'll dig a hole and put myself in it just to make sure everybody else is good. So I'm excited for this journey I'm on right now because, baby, it's about to get ugly. Hell no. Don't ask me again. That's how I'm about to be right now.
I think it's one of those things, too, though, when you are raised by your mom, you see how much she was willing to give you and be selfless. So you adapt those characteristics. Yep. And it's like I'm sorry to say, but it's like not having that man in your life to tell you, hey, don't touch that. Yep. No, you don't touch the car door. Okay, no, I'm going to take care of that. Don't even worry about it, you know? So it's like our brain is already like 5 steps ahead, and it's hard for us to like retract from that.
Oh, yeah. Oof. Let me hit on that right quick because touching car doors and things like that. I've been married for, what is this? Oh my God, 3 years now. Sheesh. But Malik and I have been together for the last 7 years. He is the first and only man that I've allowed to place me in the position of being a woman.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Because,
awesome.
yeah. Well, and honestly, it all boils down to like, does the woman want to commit to that relationship? Now, I'm not saying I didn't commit to previous relationships. However, they didn't give me what I needed to submit. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't give me, like you don't feed my soul enough to make me like
my soft, my nurturing
exactly
side.
like get out the way, little boy, and let me open my damn car door. That's the kind of the energy. Like no, but
do y'all see the friend group who kind of runs the friend group when we go out?
Whatever. That's just because I'm Mama Bear. Mama Auntie Bear.
Anytime we go out, if Tiara got to handle business, she gonna handle business.
She said her food was nasty. Take it
back. No, literally.
And redo it. No, but
I'd be like, no,
seriously.
it's okay.
No, it's not okay. Man, as far as like, becoming a woman, and this kind of goes hand in hand as far as what I was saying about being on a journey of finding myself. Boy, oh boy. And that comes from not having a man in my life either. My dad was that transient father.
Yeah.
Kind of in and out, came when he wanted, left when he felt like it. So I didn't know what love was supposed to look like, how a man was supposed to treat a woman, this, that, and the third. So when it came to my relationship with Malik, my current husband, current and only, I had to learn, like he had to hold my hand and walk me through the steps of like,
literally
hey,
like, no,
this is how it's supposed to be. So man,
we've had this conversation for
years
since
now. Years.
We met probably
2021, literally.
We're working on it.
But
you're there.
When I tell y'all, I am like,
I can tell night and day difference.
Bruh,
Absolutely.
I'm settling. I want that soft girl era so bad. So bad. Like, please allow me to be a soft girl. I want it. And I feel like I'm in it now.
I think every girl does.
Absolutely.
For all the girls.
They have to be in a position to where they can. And you know what? I was about to say something. I just pinched my tongue because what you said about what you want to instill and say, self-love, it needs to come from within, things like that. I was going to say, and you need a person to allow you to be a soft girl. Absolutely not. Because it has to come from within. You have to allow yourself to be a soft girl. Like, you don't always have to be all the time, like, take my food back. No, like, you can handle things so much more gracefully, and that can allow you to kind of just practice being in a softer state of mind. You know what I'm saying? And that's I think that's the piece that I'm working on, because I've allowed Malik to place me in a softer era, but I'm still working on it within. Because when I'm with y'all, like my friend, when I'm not with Malik, I'm like, So I'm still not in that soft girl era. Full, you know what I'm saying? Dang, I just had a whole full circle moment in my head.
Aha moment.
Yeah. I just humbled myself real bad.
That's like the point of these conversations.
Exactly. Damn. I'm really over here.
I wanted to finding, first of all, women, ladies, stop saying you don't need no man. I just feel like that needs to like be thrown out the window.
Yeah.
Because we were put on this world per Bible. I mean, Adam and Eve, he didn't create Adam and Adam. It's just what I'm saying. But I think I want to talk about finding your purpose, because that stage of my life is happening right now. And it's one of those things where I'll look in the mirror and I'll be so frustrated because I'm so lackadaisical. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's like I go day by day and I'm like, I have so much time. What am I supposed to be doing?
Yeah.
Like, I'm supposed to be walking in my purpose. Like, the desires that I have in my head, like how I imagine myself to be, ideally what I would want is to dance, to be in music videos, to
video vixen.
So I just love being in front of the camera.
Right.
Like, I don't know what it is about it, but when I dance, I enjoy it. However, I get very nervous and I mess up sometimes and I'm not the best, but I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Photo shoots, I absolutely love doing.
So what I'm hearing is you have an alter ego. Miss Sasha Fierce in you.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Because the Deja I know, she's a little shy.
But I've opened up.
Okay. You
It
know
just
what? I
takes
give you
me
that.
time.
I give you that. You have.
Like, I'll scout.
Okay.
And then until I feel comfortable and I know it's a safe space, then I'm like,
Okay.
you know.
I can respect that.
But like the way that I picture myself being is like eventually I want to, obviously I'm more of like, you're like a tomboy, baggier. I eventually want to own my own men's fashion designer clothing brand.
Okay.
Like I want it to be designer, really good quality, good products.
Now, this is the first I'm hearing of this. When did
Really?
this? Yes, you've never said that
No
to me.
way.
Swear.
I have like a whole Pinterest folder of like my ideas.
Girl, I don't follow your Pinterest boards.
But I'm just saying, I feel like I've talked about it to a lot of people.
Never.
Okay. Well, yes, I desire to have a men's clothing brand design.
Why specifically men's?
Because I think it's just one of those things where I admire baggy clothes.
Okay.
And if I can put my vision of what I like onto other men, I mean, that would only make sense. Like, I'm not going to put baggy clothes on women. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's one of those things where if I create the brand and women want to wear it, that's up to them. But it's designed specifically for men.
Very interesting.
Like if I were to do a women's clothing brand, I would do more tight fit.
Okay.
You know?
So
does it make sense? No?
It does and it doesn't, because I think I'm wrapped around tomboy. A tomboy is a girl who behaves in a manner that's kind of a little bit more on the masculine side, dresses more on the masculine side. So if that's the case, then it will be clothing for women that's in the tomboy type of style. Okay.
I
so
would
break
be
it down.
directing it towards men.
Okay.
It would be a men's specifically.
But the streetwear baggy type of style.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting.
I think it will be I'm not sure yet. I haven't solidified everything, but it would be a Christian-based brand.
Okay.
But streetwear.
I like it. Now, when you say Christian, like, I'm a Christian myself, but I'm a little on the unorthodox side. So you got to explain this to me. Like, no holes?
Nothing specifics. No.
Okay.
Just like, I can't really explain it, but it'll be like, I don't know. I haven't solidified.
Okay. Now, look, another thing about me. I'm the type of friend, I'm going to challenge and push you. I'm going to hold you accountable to what you tell me. So since you're telling me that, you know, you want to put out a fashion brand, I'm going to give you about 4 to 6 weeks and I'm going to inquire on an update. So what have you done to further this along?
Okay, yes. So this is where I'm going with this. I have these ideas, but when I start, so the first thing was that I wanted to start doing was started my mock-ups.
Okay.
And obviously I'm on TikTok, I'm on YouTube trying to how to start a clothing brand and da-da-da-da-da. And so I downloaded Procreate, which a lot of people use to design their clothes.
Yeah.
And I got on Procreate and that thing was absolutely the most confusing apps that was created.
Okay.
And I'm like I'm watching videos, don't get it. It's one of those things where it's like, I'll start something and because I can't figure it out right then and there, I absolutely just put it to the side and I don't touch it.
Okay.
So it's one of those things where it's like, I think this is one of the weaknesses that I've established is I have all these ideas. I don't take the initiative and it just sits there, you know?
Ouch.
And it's like, I need someone to sit there right there with me and be like, hey, step 1, let me show you how to do it. But that's just how I feel like I learn.
Okay.
You know? So I just haven't put too much time into it, but like Pinterest is popping. Like, oh yeah, let me just put this right there and that right there, you know? Like I already have ideas for branding, the photo shoots.
Okay.
I just, no initiative.
Oof. Talking about initiative, honey.
Consistency.
Oh, yeah.
Lord. One thing I haven't been consistent in is the gym.
Okay. So we're going a little off topic now. Let's stick to the clothing brand.
All of this, it all just like flows together.
I feel
where it shows up in my life. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, on the topic of initiation and initiative, I'm not sure if you've paid attention to me and my lifestyle, but if I want to do something or I want something done or I need something or whatever the case may be, I'm going to try myself to try to do it first. And if I can't get it done, I'm hiring somebody. That's just who I am. I don't care because it needs to get done, or I want it, so it needs to get done, or I need it right now. You know what I'm saying? So I know when something, I know when to stay in my lane, basically. Like if I don't know how to do something, I'm going to hire somebody or hire somebody to teach me to get it done.
Right.
So as it relates to this podcast, you look, a couple weeks ago, we tried to do this in my living room. You know, the whole we staged it really cute. We had phones. We didn't have the proper setup or anything like that. So it was a hot mess, y'all. So you know what I told Deja? I said, look, I don't care how much it costs. We're going to have to hire somebody to try to assist us with getting this done. Why? Right. Because it's going to get done. We said we wanted to create a podcast, so we're going to create a podcast. So we need to stay in our lane and just be the vocal points of the podcast. But as far as the creation and the direction and all that stuff, the engineering, we're going to have to hire somebody to know what they're doing. So as it relates to taking initiative, if you want something bad, you just gotta put your foot out there. Like, hey, I see that online you are a SME, which is like a person who knows exactly what they're doing in that specific study. Hey, I see that you're a pro in this specific category. Can you teach me or can you do this for me? I'll pay you.
I think it's one of those things where you just, I am in one of those places where I just want to say I figured it out. You know, because on Instagram, on TikTok, you have so many, buy this for $35 and I'll teach you everything that I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know? And it's like you have so many of those programs or those bundles. It's like, what is even real anymore? And it's just like, do I have to purchase it? You know?
Well,
but I understand what you're saying.
No, and I understand what you're saying because I am the same exact way in certain areas. Like like at work, I am that person. Like, no, I'm gonna figure this out so that I can pass this information along to the next person so they don't have to struggle or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But when it comes to things that it's like, maybe if it's time sensitive or like I don't want to lose momentum about the drive that I have to get this certain thing done, I'm going to skip that struggle process. Like why sit here and struggle for a month trying to figure something out when I could learn how to do it from somebody that can teach me? Like I'm gonna pay them to teach me, whether it's $50, $75, $100, whatever the case may be, and I can get this. I can start it now. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing and this is speaking on me, I will lose momentum like that. Yeah. If I have an idea and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, let me see how to do this. That looks a little hard. Throw it in the back seat. I'm never looking at that back seat ever again. I can tell you that right now. I have to do it while it's still in front of me. Otherwise, I promise you that shit is like obsolete and it never happened and the thought never occurred. So when it comes to things that you actually like, dang, you know what? No, I need to stick to this one. Don't force yourself to have to struggle. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I have to figure this out. Why put yourself through that long period of complication when you can just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because although, and this is me getting into like the whole, my definition of productivity, why put yourself through the process of having to study and learn for X amount of time and you consider that to be productive, which it is, when you could be doing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Doing what you're supposed to be doing in order for this thing to be happening. When that's the product. That's the whole purpose of productivity. You're creating that product, not learning how to do it.
The consistency.
Okay.
Like attacking it, even if it's just a little bit of 5 minutes or 10 minutes a day.
Yeah.
Putting work into it is like, maybe another day, and then I don't touch it for 3 weeks or 2 months.
Why do you think that is, though?
Honestly, I feel like, so this is just to bring up two things. I think it's one of those things where, I don't know, I feel like because I didn't go to college, I just didn't, like grow into these habits of, like when you go to college, you have to study, you have to read information, you have to figure it out, you have to prepare for these tests. And because I didn't go to college, I just haven't had to put my time and focus into something.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And that's where I feel like I lack. So I'm like, dang, do I need to go to college now? It's like everyone's already graduated, getting their master's, and I'm over here, no degree or nothing. It's like, I think if I would have had someone to push me just a little bit more to go, even if I didn't want to. Now, Mom, I know you pushed me. Dad, I know you wanted me to go to medical school. And I did try and go. I went to radiology school for like 6 months.
Yes.
And after the first semester, I was like,
Yes.
it is not for me. They wanted me to do the whatever it was for like 2 years unpaid.
What is that called? Internship.
My internship for 2 years.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah. Full shifts? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
So then I dropped out. But it's one of those things where it's just like I haven't been in a place where I've had to like commit to something.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna chop that up to be maybe a lack of life skills, not necessarily education, like the
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like I'm not book smart. I'm like street smart.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. Now I want to debunk something as far as like maybe I should have went to college. Because first of all,
though, I go back and forth.
Because if I'm being real, and I'm gonna put your business out on the streets right quick, you probably the richest person in this damn building right now. Like, let's just keep it a buck, okay? No degree.
No,
I have 3 degrees, and I don't make nearly as much as you. So as far as maybe I should have went and got a degree,
But I think it's perspective.
Okay.
I believe that degrees can get you into different rooms
That I agree with.
than I could ever get into. If you apply for a job, you're automatically getting pulled faster than me.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. And I could bring up another example, but that would like be a whole nother conversation that is going to take us forever. But I will say I agree with you to a certain extent because experience, I feel, is going to always outweigh education.
Absolutely.
In my opinion. If you have 10 years in expertise in one specific area, and I just graduated a 4-year college institution, whatever the case may be, and boom, I have my bachelor's, I'm ready to go. But you've been doing this for X amount of years already, guarantee you a job is going to look at that as the most qualified person to get whatever they need done. You know what I'm saying? So as it relates to needing a college degree, getting you into certain rooms, yes, but maybe those rooms aren't necessarily for you and what you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe it's just what I'm thinking about is the connections that you're able to establish in those rooms.
Yeah.
It's not what you know, it's who you know. You know?
It's who you know.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, 10 years experience is going to get you into more rooms with people who you know than a degree.
Maybe.
Because look at, I don't want to say this man's name, but the richest man on this freaking planet right now, Mr. Tesla. Mr. Tesla.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think he has a college degree. I don't think he does. And look at the success that he's, you know what I'm saying? Look at the success that he was able to create out of just doing rather than, a college education, So I bring that example up just to say, like, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Because what you know is that college degree. Who you know is the experience and the people that you've met along the way. And that could be with or without a degree. So don't try to say like, oh man, no, you need a degree to get you in certain rooms, because I guarantee you doubt. And that just comes with you being in those right places at the right times. So networking at certain events or putting yourself out there like, hey, I'm Deja Racoma. This is what I do. It has nothing to do with, I went to this college, I got this degree, and I am ready to work. No, my name is Deja Racoma, and this is what I'm capable of doing. This is what I have done in the past, and this is what I can do for you. That's the connections that's going to establish, and that's the rooms, that's the doors that are going to be open for you because you know that individual now. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
Yeah. Tea.
Yeah.
Tea.
Thanks for filling my cup today.
Oh, whatever. No, but I do want to get into, because I think we have like a couple minutes left before we start wrapping up. We said we wanted to start implementing a question of the day into our podcast. Now, I think we both kind of came up with a question. So fuck it. Let's just ask both questions. We got a little bit of time, so let's talk about it. What was your question?
Mine is what do you feel has been your greatest win in life?
Ooh. My greatest win in life. WIN or WHEN? Like my greatest point in time for my greatest win, achievement.
Anything.
Okay.
Like your greatest win, what would you consider that?
Okay, I must say that's
doesn't have to be an
WIN.
achievement.
Okay, greatest win in life. I'm going to keep it a buck. I'm going to have to say it was starting Airbnb. And I know that sounds really whack, but it was what I put into it, why it was my greatest win. And we kind of hinted on this type of mind frame throughout our conversation today, as far as like, if you have an idea, just do it. Or, take action, initiate.
Because you learned.
Yeah, like, I failed the shit out of that Airbnb business. I failed miserably.
Trial and error, baby. Trial and error.
Well, you know what? Let me not even say that because I'm so hard on myself. I didn't fail miserably, but I learned a lesson. Yeah.
But you were getting bookings.
I was. Man, I ain't gonna lie, I made bank. I made bank. So just background information, what was it, 2022, December 2022, I had the idea of just doing Airbnb. I was like, you know what? I see other people doing it. I know damn well that I can do this myself. So I probably did 2 to 3 weeks of research. I hired, I forgot her name. I'm sorry. I think her first name's like something like that. She's I joined her program for a little bit, got some of the resources that she uses to do Airbnb. And then I was like, jump off the deep end, let's do it. 2 to 3 weeks in. So I went and applied for, when I tell you I tanked my credits, Credit Karma. We got unfinished business because y'all be really doing me in. So I went full throttle. I put all my money in it. I borrowed money from American Express, Navy Federal, all these different institutions, and just dumped everything in it. I seen a lot of success. I was able to pay back most of the stuff that I borrowed from the banks, so on and so forth. And I was like, man, I'm doing it. I'm doing really good. And then, life kicked in. Yeah.
Right.
The city of Las Vegas is just treacherous. Yeah. Treacherous. Yeah, they came and shut my shit down immediately. And when I say immediately, this was like 10 and a half months in. So I had 10 and a half really, really good months. And then they came and, gave me a notice saying like, hey, you can't do short-term rentals here. And you know what? I think the lesson that I learned is, one, you need to learn a little bit more before you jump into whatever. Because I think even though I hired somebody to teach me, I kind of was like, give me what you have. All right, cool, I'm done. Thank you. I didn't allow her to teach me the full
Were you in direct contact with her?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was in her program and I was getting the resources and everything from her. Malik actually connected with her partner. They were supposed to come out and see the Airbnb and everything themselves to give me feedback or whatnot. I think they weren't able to come, but had they came, they probably would have been like, hey, this probably isn't the area you want to be in.
Yeah.
But I didn't have that opportunity for them to give me that feedback. So I did it in the wrong area, got shot down by the city, ended up paying a lot of fines and had to shut that bad boy down. To shut it down, I feel like it cost me more money than what I started with. So anyways, as far as like my greatest win in life, I think that was like my, ooh, I'm doing it moment. Like, because I had an idea and I just jumped in and did that.
Because if you would have still had it right now, you would have been A-okay.
Now, because I learned what I learned, I'm about to go back harder and do it the right way. So stay tuned for that. But my win is just the mentality switch that I had. Like, if I have an idea, I'm going to just do it. I'm not going to sit on it. I'm going to take action and I'm going to just see what the outcome is. Because although I did take a small L, it still propelled me in the right direction. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's why there's also lessons and
everything.
All of that.
Yep. So that was my greatest win right there.
I want to say one of your wins too is TikTok.
That's my business though. I'm not ready to talk about her.
Okay,
but yes, I do have a TikTok business as well. Maybe a few episodes down the line we could talk about it a little bit. But right now, stay out my damn business. Thank you.
She don't want to be seen. Mm-hmm. Just know it's out there.
Not like that. I'm a little crazy on TikTok, so I'm gonna keep that in my business.
These are all 3 different Tiaras that you would see.
Yeah.
formal Tiara. This is who Tiara is. And then TikTok is
somebody else. I don't know who she is. I don't know who she is. I haven't been properly introduced to her yet. So we're still getting to know each other.
We're working on it. We're working on it.
But same question to you. What do you feel as though is your greatest win in life?
Mine this far would have to be giving birth to Say.
Yeah.
At home.
That is the what? No drugs was I had, you know what? I had a dream, and I meant to tell you this a long time ago. I had a dream that I got pregnant, and I said, you know what? I'm going to be like Deja. She did it with no drugs, all natural, in the fucking house, in a pool. I'm like, I'm going to be badass just like that.
I will literally
Baby, when I tell you, I had them stab me in the back with that damn epidural. It's called epidural, whatever the hell it is. Epidural. I had them stab me in the back with that thing so fast.
In your dream?
Oh, yeah. I said, nope. Deja crazy. Deja's something else.
Could you feel it in your dream?
Oh, absolutely. I woke up and almost became celibate. I said, nope. Mm-mm. All the women out there that has given birth naturally, I salute you. Because that is, in my dream, I felt that. In my dream, I could never. Nope. Mm-mm.
You can.
Nope.
I will be there to support you.
Yeah. I'm thinking about it right now. All the feelings is coming back.
Please. I want to experience it. I want to catch one baby.
So you're going to be my, what is it called?
Your midwife?
Midwife?
Your doula.
I need you to go to school first. Yeah. I need you to go to school on. Get some education on what you're doing.
I just want to be there to just catch.
Okay.
You can hire a midwife and another doula.
Okay. Hopefully I don't shit on your hand or anything.
That's fine. I'll wear gloves.
That's disgusting.
I'll wear gloves.
That's love right there, though. This is how you know it's my best friend. This is crazy.
I don't care. I'll do it.
Oh my God, that's disgusting. All right. I'm going to hold you to that.
Just don't punch me.
I'm going to hold you to it. Okay, so your greatest win is giving birth to Say.
Yes.
Naturally.
Absolutely. Yes.
At the crib.
Yes.
In a little kiddie pool.
Yes.
Crazy.
Even till this day, and I don't want to freak you out.
Oh,
I'm going to say this right now. That crap hurts.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Like, it hurts so bad. Like, thinking about it right now, I'm just like clenching, like, oh, it hurts so bad. But, however, I think it could have gone way smoother if I prepared for it.
Okay.
And the only reason why I say that is
How do you prepare for something like that, though?
Because my hips were so tight.
Oh, yeah.
Even the pool was probably like this high, like right here. And just lifting my leg to get in the pool, my leg cramped up. That's how tight I was. And the way that my midwife helped me get through the muscle cramps was drinking, I think she poured like 5,000 milligrams of the emergencies, and I just downed it. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I didn't believe that I could do it, and I decided that I could do it. I swear 2 weeks prior to giving birth, I was like, all right, let's do it. Because the office that I was going to was like, well, we can't take you anymore. And my midwife was like, she's fine. Like, don't even go. I was like, okay. But I mean, I screamed. I was like, F this. Like, baby she was dilating really slow.
She would have just had to grow up in there because you ain't coming out. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And my water broke 30 minutes before she actually came out. So.
Ugh. Oh my God.
But after, it was so peaceful, like to be able to birth and to, to go through the contractions, to labor at home. Absolutely. I was in my bed, on the floor. Yeah. That was awesome.
I can see that.
Now, if I were to have kids again.
We doing that thing.
I don't know if I could do it again.
Nah, you gotta stay consistent. Yeah.
No, that hurt way too bad.
Man, my God, I salute you, bro. I can't.
Even now I'm like, oh, sharp pain. What's that from the birth? I don't know. My sciatic. Listen.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So to kind of wrap it up, the second question that we had for you guys, we're going to allow you to answer. Mm-hmm. So drop a comment of what your response is to this question, because I actually am interested of what y'all's response would be to this question. So the question is, if you could have a deep conversation with anyone, past, present, future, whatever the case may be, who would it be and why? I have my response. I might give it to y'all next episode, but yes, if you could have a deep conversation with anyone, past, present, or future, who would it be and why? So if you made it this far through the podcast, we appreciate you guys staying tuned, joining in on our conversation. We hope to see you guys on the next episode, and we hope you enjoyed listening to our side of the story.
Like, comment, and subscribe, and follow our page.
That part.
Okay.
Salute.
Bye.